Hi, everyone. I'm James Garbett.
And I'm Denny Dumas.
And this is the Garbett Dumas Real Estate Podcast.
So this is a fun little podcast that we started, James and I, last month. So we're going to continue the trend. If you guys love it, let us know. If you hate it, let us know. We are reading real life headlines, mostly to do with real estate. Here's one that I love, Denny. East Vancouver home's $1 million listing price could cause a riot, realtor says.
Yeah, it could. There are rundown properties that you can still get around $1 million in East Vancouver. They are few and far between. They're usually on busy streets or lived in by hoarders or teardowns on small lots.
This is a 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom property on Fleming Street. Listed at $1 million.
Yeah, it's going to get a lot of attention. There will be a lot of people there.
A riot, though.
Sweet.
Like a riot.
Yeah. People are going to be burning cars outside trying to get their offer in. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
And then probably rescind because now they can.
Yeah, no kidding. Stratas are looking to move things up to 55 plus to eliminate rentals.
So that is incorrect information. They can move the age restriction up to 55 plus, but that doesn't mean no rentals. You can still rent. You just have to rent to someone who's 55 or older.
Exactly. So there you go. This is a really confusing headline. There's 55 plus. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. People that still need to rent properties. So I'm not sure where they're getting their information, but that's just not the case. So if you're a strata out there, be very, very careful.
If you don't know, the reason for this headline is recently they announced that any age restriction is not applicable other than 55 plus. So there were some strata complexes throughout BC that were 19 plus restriction, 45 plus restriction, essentially to only cater to adults, not have children in the complexes. And those are no longer applicable. They're not enforceable, but 55 plus is to have some retirement communities available to older people. The strata has to vote on it though. So keep in mind that if you're changing an age restriction like that, you have to have a vote that is 75% say yes to change the age restriction. And even if they do, it doesn't mean that you can't rent. You can rent. But if that age restriction came in, it would just be to someone that is 55 or older.
So I read this article and there was a lot of misinformation or just people didn't fact check or know what they were really talking about. But one of the points that the strata made was that not everyone that lives in that strata right now is 55 plus. They're just going to grandfather everyone in that currently lives there that's not 55 plus. And then after that, like so you're basically in real estate, it's commonly known that it's a little bit more difficult to sell properties that have age restrictions. So you're not really doing anything besides devaluing your property. It makes it really hard to sell when there's age restrictions.
So if a lot of those people are less than 55, why would they vote to have a 55 plus
to eliminate?
age restriction?
So they only want 55 plus rent, like tenants, I guess. Doesn't make any sense. Okay.
I don't think anyone's voting for that.
No, yeah. This is a good one from Daily Hive. North Van parking garage floods with luxury vehicles inside.
Ooh, I did hear about that. I don't have much information. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday, and there was like some images of Lambos and Ferraris underwater, essentially. I don't know what to say about that one.
Yeah, it's just
it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
what it is.
I mean, if you live in a building that's flooding, or if you have a lot of luxury cars in your parkade, I think that voting yes to those levies for the parkade to get some maintenance is probably a good idea. All right. This one I loved. I thought this was really funny because I kind of had a similar experience. Not me, my neighbor had a similar experience recently. In Vancouver, fireworks were set off inside a Vancouver apartment on New Year's Eve.
Whoa. Yeah, I don't doubt that at all.
I love this so much. I have to comment because I love my neighbor. They're so great. But they thought it was a great idea to give the kids sparklers this New Year's Eve inside the house that they just renovated. Just renovated, brand new, beautiful floors. And of course, one of the kids instantly dropped the sparkler, and there's like a big burn mark in their beautiful hardwood floor in a high traffic area of their house. And I thought that was stupid. And then I read this headline, and if you watch the video on Daily Hive, it's hilarious. Like, they're actual fireworks. They're not just sparklers. Like, somebody has set off fireworks inside a condo. It's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know if those are renters or if they own it, but what the heck, guys? Come on.
I know someone who coaches football, and one of the kids on his team blew off one of his fingers at Halloween.
Oh, gosh.
People are so dumb with fireworks. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's gunpowder in there. Like these are explosives.
My favorite is like they're called firecrackers.
Yeah.
So like, don't set them off in the house. This one is I don't know, a little off topic, but it was very interesting to me. I clicked on it because I thought it was a good point, because we've seen a lot of hikes lately. Can BC residents expect a minimum wage hike in 2023?
I don't know enough about this to necessarily comment. I don't know. I don't have any information. I haven't done research on this. If you were to ask me what the minimum wage is currently, I would guess it's about $15. Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, around there. I just thought that was interesting because we talk about hikes a lot. This podcast is purely about interest rate hikes, and it's interesting that like the hikes keep happening, but everyone's making the same. I don't know. I guess if they raised minimum wage, that wouldn't really help with the whole point of slowing inflation. So I guess that would, right, Carl? Yeah. Okay.
No, it wouldn't.
Right? Because you're giving them more money and or like
money.
it's it would cancel each other out, right?
And then a lot of small businesses are probably increasing prices on things, which is maybe forcing people away from spending. But if you are continuing to spend, you're spending more.
Yeah.
I don't know how that relates. How often do they change minimum wage?
Not that often.
No?
Yeah.
It's pretty random.
Just whenever there's some political nonsense going on, they usually...
Is that federal or provincial? Provincial.
Yeah. This is the last one. I thought it was kind of funny. I'm not like born and raised in Canada. I'm from the States and I immigrated here. So I find this kind of funny because we make fun of this a lot. And there's a lot of these lists that have been published in January. The Canadian accent has been ranked one of the best in the world.
I mean, I think it absolutely is. No, I mean, it's such a weird thing to talk about accents when everyone around you doesn't have an accent.
Yeah.
Right?
But
it's so weird.
This poll was done in the US. So people in the US voted that Canadians have the best accent.
Huh. Every time I go to the States, someone makes fun of me for how I talk.
I know. It's like,
whether I say
it's kind of like making fun of your little brother that you love.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like
I guess so.
Yeah.
You know, one thing in the States, I always say house, and they think that's hilarious when I say house.
It is funny.
Because apparently they always say home, and they're like house. They like make fun of you how you say it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's called a house.
Yeah. It is funny. There's a lot of things that I kind of was numb to after being in Canada for so long that I only remember when I go to the States and then come back. I'm like, oh, that was funny.
The other thing in North Dakota, when I went to school there, I said the word toque.
Yeah, that's not a word.
Toque. And they're like, what the hell's a toque? I'm like, you know that like cotton hat that you're wearing on your head? They're like, yeah, it's called a hat. It's like, no. A hat has like a brim, has a snapback.
It's called a beanie. We call it in the States, it's called a beanie.
They used to just say hat. No, that's a hat.
Oh, weird.
Okay. Well, it's different than a hat.
I wouldn't call a toque a hat. I would call a toque a beanie.
A beanie.
Yeah.
I like toque.
And those are the January headlines, guys.